Welcome to the most awaited event of the year. Siddhivinayak Education Institute presents Gyanutsav 2025.
Today's wonderfully cursed video. My name is Aaditya and today we are discussing the 4 laws of chemistry stopping our beloved Doraemon: conservation of mass, definite proportions, multiple proportions, and reciprocal proportions that are stopping our beloved Doraemon from rebuilding civilization that our friend Zenku is creating. You can follow along, and it doesn't really matter whether you're from NEET, JEE, or any other classes. This will still be helpful as this is found in multiple places in all chemical equations. And if there is not one of these 4 laws, that means that equation literally breaks the laws of chemistry. So let's start. Law number 1: mass conservation of mass. Which states that matter, no matter what, will be there and can't be destroyed or be created. This law was proposed by this particular person here, Antonio Levandis. Sorry for my pronunciation. And the basic law is similar to what we see in mathematics. LHS equals RHS, aka the equation we are having will always be equal to the product we had. So for example, let's say we take 2H2 plus O2, and for here 4 grams plus 32 grams. So 4 grams of hydrogen and 32 grams of oxygen. We will get in total of 36 grams of 2H2O. And in real life, this will apply here. Now, in a closed system, it will always be correct. But in an open system, it may seem like the mass is being lost, even though in reality, mass is being lost technically by the air. Basically, it's escaping outside the general closed area. And of course, this is basically everywhere and shall not be broken in any way or form in any equation. Okay. So, with that idea, Doraemon, without the stones in Doraemon the Gadget Museum, he can't really create infinite mass or anything. It has to be consistent and thus do not create mass or destroy them. Now, let's go to our next law, that is law of definite proportions, which states a compound always contains elements in a fixed ratio. What does that mean? Basically, no matter where you're getting your source, let's say we take water, H2O, our this ratio, no matter what, in any source, whether it's river water, gutter water, or lab meat, it will still have the same ratio. For example, what I just said, the simple ratio of their grams will be 1 ratio 8. 1 ratio 8. Since to create this we need 2 grams of hydrogen H, 2 grams of hydrogen H2 and 1 gram, 1 gram means 16 grams of oxygen. Now with that, when we put them in a ratio to 16, simplifying them, we get 1 by 8, simple and clean. And if it doesn't create this particular ratio, then it isn't really water, it's something else. And thus, for Doraemon, if he is creating water, he can't just add random stuff. He has to measure it out. Otherwise, he may get a toxin and somewhere else. That's where we go to the next part, that is law of multiple proportions. Law of multiple proportion, which states when two elements combine to form more than one compound, the mass of one element that combines with a fixed mass of the other are in a ratio of small whole numbers. Now, what does that mean? Basically, let's say we take CO and CO2 for carbon and oxygen. The basic ratio we have, carbon is constant by the way here, that is 12 grams. Carbon is 12 grams here, and oxygen here it's 16, and here is 32. This directly goes to the law of definite proportions, where no matter what, where's the source, you will get a constant ratio. If it's not a constant ratio, that means there's a completely different element. Basically, there's a connection here. Both laws were created by, if I say respectively, hmm, law number 2, law of definite proportions, were given by Josepher, Josepher Procus. For the law of definite proportions, and for law of multiple proportion, it was created by John Dalton. Both of these laws are connected but created by completely separate people. So yeah, that's very interesting. Now let's go to our final law, which is the most complicated one and most likely most misunderstood one, including myself. It took me way too much to understand what it meant. The law we are talking about is law of reciprocal reciprocal proportion. This, which states that if an element combines with, let's say, the element we are talking about is A, and it combines with B and C, okay, it combines with them, AC and BC, when these two elements combine, it will have the ratio of these two. Basically, let's say the mass, the formula we are taking, it's H2O. Sorry, it's more by more complicated one and gets easily confused or hard to explain. But let's say we take hydrogen, sulfur, and oxygen. Hydrogen here is 2 grams, and it reacts with reacts with sulfur to create H2S. S, sulfur is by the way is 32 grams, and then hydrogen combines with oxygen. Oxygen here is 16 grams to get H2O. Then when S and O, when they combine, if we just take these two of their masses, we get 1 by 2 or 2 by 1, depending on how you know put it, whether it was 32 16 or 16 32. And notice in this 1 ratio 2 or 2 ratio 1, it's identical to when we combine it with H with hydrogen and sulfur and hydrogen with oxygen. 2 hydrogen, 1 sulfur, 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. This is more of a tricky one, but to basically understand, by simply creating a triangle or by a basic method, it basically means A, where it combines to B and C, the masses of these two, when they are ratioed, will be similar to of how they were combined. So let's say A has 2 and these two are singular. Like with hydrogen we took H2, and with sulfur and oxygen we took S and O in simple atoms. We got H2S and H2O. Then when we combine those of their masses, we get the same ratio as we got here. And it's kind of important since many of the tricky questions come from here. So thank you for watching my videos over other thing else. Thank you for being my viewer. And if you like this video, I will actually pin down a question sheet that may contain a finite amount of question, whether it be 1 or 25, you never know. I will supply these questions and you try to solve them. Please comment down below of what score did you have, whether it was 10, 50, 0, whatever it is, no issue. And like to the channel, and along with that, if you want to see videos unlike mine, sub to the channel. My name is Aaditya. I am thankful of serving you today without my teacher's license. Thank you.